friends. Welcome to episode 154 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha, and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tany. I'm coming to you from my home in Central Florida, where I'm actually able to sit inside and podcast because your girl is the only one home. Celebrates an introvert. So if you're a new viewer, welcome. I'm so glad that you have clicked on whatever you clicked on that brought you here. I hope you find something here that you can connect with. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks for coming to spend some more time with me. It's been a minute. I'm very out of practice. And you know how sometimes you want to do a thing, right? And you set up everything you need to do the thing. And then you slowly start feeling like you don't have energy to do the thing anymore. That's me with podcasting. I want to make videos. I want to interact with y'all. I want to post stuff on the internet. I want to share the things that I've been doing. But then I just get so tired. I blame being an adult and having to do grown-up work. It's a trap. It's a trap. Anyway. So today I am here and I am pushing through the want to do nothing and I'm podcasting. So that's my bright spot for today. Being by myself in the house so that I can record this video and feel comfortable recording this video. So with that, let's jump into admin. And of course, the first thing we have is bright spots. Our bright spots is the bright spot section. Grammar. So I did a couple screenshots of our bright spots from last episode. And if you are new here, bright spots are those positive, good things that happen, uplifting moments, things that made you smile, good things that happened to you, positive moments in general that I ask for you all to share in the comment section of the podcast. Because I believe that shared joy is double joy. So in this crazy world we're living in, I feel like it's the beginning of a song. Anyway, in this crazy world we're living in, we definitely need to be sharing and doubling our joy as much as we possibly can. That being said, bright spots. Okay, so the first one comes from, I think it's pronounced Marika. That's what we're going to go with. I apologize if I have mispronounced your name. Leave a comment with the phonetic pronunciation. So if you leave a bright spot again, I can pronounce it correctly. But Marika said, my bright spot is the spring weather and the 2 strolls that I made with loved ones these past days. Renee's bright spots were pretty much everything that made me smile on the last episode. So I'm so glad that my little stories and sharings and things brought you joy. Carrie's bright spot. Next week, I'm going to see my best friend. Just about a year ago, she moved about 9 hours north of me, and I haven't seen her since October. We were supposed to meet up in February, but a storm came through and made the roads dangerous for me to drive, so we had to postpone. So excited to get to see her. Oh. The dogs are crying, but they've already been outside, and they just need to lay down and be quiet. It's the big dogs. Marquita's bright spot. I made a new crafty friend and she gifted me a personalized gift box filled with cards of uplifting quotes and affirmation. My heart was so touched. That is super sweet. Amethyst's bright spot says, my granddaughters who live 6 doors down are finally old enough to go to the park across the street from me on their own. Very little town/neighborhood. The oldest, 11, isn't as interested in swings and slides as she once was and is at the age of being irritated with the younger ones. at a very young 10 and 8. She has opted to stay at my house to chat for hours every day for the last week or so. She really appreciates our more grown-up conversations. Aw, that's so sweet. Let's see. Barrels and Whites Bright Spot says, I'm officially halfway through my master's degree. I'm going one class at a time because getting back into school after a long time is hard, and I've been working full-time for the past 2 semesters. So I'm really proud that I've been able to keep up with one class for each semester. Good job. Sarah's bright spot is seeing my frogs. I don't even know where the frogs went. I feel like I saw them recently and they were together, so wherever they are, they're adventuring together. It's the buddy system over here. Sarah said, my bright spot is seeing those frogs. I can't even tell you the amount of joy seeing them gave me. I'm so glad. Let's see. Aquila de Hun, bright spot. I'm almost done decorating my little free library and will have it out for people to use soon. I love little free libraries, like for real. But more than just little free libraries, I like it when they're in a place that actually gets traffic, so things change. There's currently a little free library at my post office that's like up the street and around the corner, and it has literally had the same 7 books in it for over 6 months. Don't nobody want those old romance books. Just don't nobody want them. I really need, like, I'm going to go through, like, my books. Well, not these books, because those are, like, Fibery books. But, like, my other books and put some in there. Once I have time to, like, actually sit down and go through things. Or once I have the energy to sit down and go through things. I have the time. I do not have the motivation. Let's see. Kelly's bright spot. I'm really looking forward to spending the day with my sons tomorrow. We're going to the Gerald Ford Museum in Grand Rapids. Laura's bright spot. Oh, Laura's bright spot is like a huge blessing. Laura says, my bright spot is that I am now cancer-free and on the other side of the whole ordeal. I'm feeling good enough now to go on walks and can now get fit and healthy for a long, happy life where I get to knit all the things. That is so beautiful and so wonderful. So, congratulations, Laura. Okay, let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yes, those are all of our bright spots. So, like I said, bright spots are those good, positive things, happy things that make you smile, maybe words of encouragement that made you smile, anything that is uplifting. I want you guys to share in the comment section so that we can celebrate with one another with those good things that happen, that we can feel encouraged by the words that each other are sharing in the comments. That's what I want the comment section to be. So if you would like to share something up for bright spots, put it in the comments below. The next admin bit is kind of in a long announcement. So it's May. I didn't say the date at the beginning of this episode, but today is Monday, May 9th. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And if you are a longtime viewer or have watched any number of my episodes, you may know that mental health awareness and mental health in general, like being conscious of it in other people and conscious of my own mental health, is very, very important to me. So for Mental Health Awareness Month, I think we've done it for maybe the last, 2-3 years. I like to have a mental health awareness love bombing. And love bombing is from the idea of yarn bombing, which is basically like where you knit and crochet yarny things to put on public stuff. So like statues, trees, fences, whatever. Cover it with yarn. It's yarn bombed. So for the love bombing, I like to make, or I encourage whoever wants to participate to make green awareness ribbons. So at the end of this video, I will put up like a short little tutorial that I put together for crocheting an awareness ribbon as well as knitting an awareness ribbon. Those will also be shared on my Instagram. But the idea of the mental health awareness love bomb is that we make however many of these awareness ribbons that we would like, and then from each ribbon we hang a little tag, and the tag has like a word of encouragement for a stranger. And then we would take those tags and hang them about town. I love the very, very first time that I did a love bombing like this. It was years ago. It's probably over 10 years ago now, but it was when I lived in Huntsville, and it was a love bombing put together by this blogger that I followed, who at the time was called One Sheepish Girl. And I think her love bombing was where you made hearts and you wrote something loving on it. I don't remember if it was like at Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day or something like that, but that was the idea. And I remember how awesome it felt to be able to go out and have like my little handful of hearts and hang them around downtown Huntsville. And know that somebody walking by was going to see that message and possibly like smile because of that message. And there was, you know, we had a hashtag for that love bombing. I don't know what it was, but it was really cool that afterwards I was looking at the hashtag and some stranger had taken a picture with one of my hearts and tagged it. So I was able to see it actually, you know, in somebody else's life. You know what I mean? So I've carried that idea and that feeling of being able to like craftily not influence somebody else's life, but like craftily infiltrate somebody else's life with a positive message, you know? So that's what I want to do with the mental health love bombings, mental health awareness love bombing. So there are some hashtags. I will put them on the screen. I like to ask that we use the hashtag mental health awareness as well as MHA love bombs. I don't add a year or anything to it so that it just perpetuates. So you can go back through the MHA love bombs hashtag and see the love bombs from previous years, see the messages that people included. And it just brings me so much joy to be able to use, you know, my crocheting and knitting in this manner. So the love bomb day, the day that we will drop the love bombs is Sunday, May 29th. So get your hooks and needles ready, make some awareness ribbons. They are super fast to make because they're like this big. And, you know, share some encouraging messages. I put up some questions on Instagram yesterday to ask, what do you wish someone would have said to you? What do you want to say to your younger self? How would you encourage a stranger? And how would you encourage a friend? And those responses, like people were sending me, you know, all of these statements that either they wanted to hear or they would want to say to their younger selves, or they would want to say to a friend or a stranger or someone like that. And reading over all of them just gave me all the warm fuzzies. So I will 100% be using a lot of those messages. In an ideal world, I would love to make a ribbon for every single one of those messages that I got from that on Instagram. But I would only be making ribbons for the rest of the month. That is amazing. So, yeah. I think I'm going to share those at the end of the podcast too. I don't know. I'm putting all this work on future Kalisha. We'll see if she actually listens to me at all. But yeah, get your awareness ribbons made and your tags ready for the Mental Health Awareness Love Bombing, May 29th. Very excited. I love it so much. This is the kind of thing that I love that grew out of social media. You know what I mean? Like being able to have an idea for something, especially encouraging things, right? Like being able to say like, this is something I want to do. And like me in little Florida over here making little yarny awareness ribbons and writing messages on tags. I can do this, and somebody like clear across the country and like Seattle can be doing the same thing. And like social media brings us together to be able to share this encouragement with not only the people who will physically see that thing, but also anybody that sees the hashtag, anybody that sees our post on social media. Like, this is one of those things where I'm just like, okay, internet, I see you being good. You a little shifty sometimes, but I see how you can be good. So yeah, those are admin. I'm super excited about them. Bright spots and mental health awareness. Much love. So with that, we will get into the crafty bits. I have finished objects. Okay. The first finished object, I'm going to show you just a bunch of pictures over here because it was a gift. So my family, like my immediate family and my in-law family, has basically covered the year with one birthday per month. Like there was only, am I right? Am I lying? Nope. There's only one duplication. So, well, two duplications counting me and my mom. So this is how our birthdays lay out. My older brother-in-law is January. Me and my mom are February. My father-in-law is March. My mother-in-law is April. My dad is May. Who's in June? My dad's wife is in June, I think. My husband's in July. We don't have anybody in August. My big little brother and my younger brother-in-law are in September. We don't have anybody in October or November, and then my baby brother is in December. So it's birthday time all the time. That being said, my mother-in-law's birthday just recently passed, and I was trying to think, like, what am I going to give her? And I'm the kind of person that I think very hard about gifts, arguably too hard, right? I think about it too. I make it hard. But I want to give people a gift that means something, right? Like if you tell me, like my friend Tiffany likes tacos, I will get her anything taco themed because I know it's going to make her smile. And I have told her, whenever the day comes that you do not like tacos anymore, just tell me, because until you say, Kalisha, okay, that's enough tacos, I'm going to find the most ridiculous taco things and lay them at your feet in delight. So my mother-in-law's favorite color is peach. And me, being the crafty girl, I'm always like, I want to make her something. And, you know, I always want to make things that have meaning. So what I will do a lot of times is I will use like family's favorite colors. So for her, I use peach for her. And then all three of her sons' favorite colors are blue. So we've got navy blue, medium blue, and light blue for the oldest, the middle, and the youngest. And of course, my father-in-law's favorite color is also blue because they want to be difficult. So I'm always trying to find a way to create something that uses their colors together. And I'm racking my brain and could not come up with anything until like the day before her birthday, when I thought, oh my gosh, I have this book. called 100 Flowers to Knit and Crochet by Leslie Stanfield. I got it at the thrift store, and I thought, let's make my mother-in-law a bouquet. And you know, because I be thinking big. Now remember, friends, this is the day before, correction, this is the night before her birthday. Okay? And I thought it'll be a great idea to knit and crochet my mother-in-law a bouquet. And this is the plan. Okay? You see how many flowers are in that thing? I was dreaming big, friends. So I decided to start out with a rose. So this is a rose. I think this is irises. I don't remember which flower. Anemone. Anemone. Yeah, anemone. And then these are daffodils. And then right there's some like little rosebuds. Yeah, that's everything. So I was like, all right, I need to do 2 roses, 2 sets of rosebuds, 2 daffodils, a big anemone, and 3 irises. I think those are irises. I don't know. Pansies. They're pansies. Are they pansies? Am I lying? Whatever. So I wrote down what page the pattern was on, wrote what yarn I needed to get, got all my yarn together. I was ready, had my needles and my hooks together. I even went and got floral wire to go inside the stems. Y'all, I was ready. And then she sat down and decided to start with that rose. And I was like, okay, I'll make the roses peach, you know, to represent my mother-in-law. And then, you know, we'll go from there. And then I was like, okay, there's also butterflies in this book. So I was going to make, there's 3 different butterflies in the book. And I was going to make each butterfly with one of the boys' colors. So she would have like a bunch of flowers, and then she would have butterflies in the flowers that represented her son. Y'all. Right? Anyway. So then I started making the first rose, and it took me hours. Like, I think when I finished making the petals, I was sitting there knitting on the last petal like, nah, bruh, you about to get this single rose, because if I have to make another rose, it's going to be tomorrow. Like, it's the whole day. I would have spent the entire rest of that night knitting these little rose petals, because you had to knit all of the rose petals separately. Then you had to like roll them together and stitch them and stuff. And then you had to make this teeny tiny little, like, you know, the green part where the petals sit, the little boop. You had to make that, and then you had to do an I cord for the stem. It was a lot. So I decided, Kalisha, let's scale back. We'll do the flower, the peach rose for the birthday. And, you know, we'll still do the butterflies. And then Lamar was like, you know what? You could just, you know, go with the peach rose for her birthday. And then for Mother's Day, you make her another flower. And then, like, whatever the next holiday is, you make her another flower. And just over the year, you build up this big bouquet of crochet and knit flowers. And I was like, you're a genius. Yep. That's why I keep you around. So, all that being said, I knit the peach rose for her birthday. I made the 3 butterflies. I ended up doing the same butterfly for all 3 boys and just changing out the wing color because it was faster. So I got all of those done for her birthday. I put them in this really cute little vase. It's actually the 3rd vase from that collection right there that I got in the Target dollar section. But I put them in this cute little vase. It was adorable. And then for Mother's Day, because U.S. Mother's Day was last week, I made another rose. What was it called? The first rose is called a tea rose in this book. The second rose I made is called the flared rose. Here's a picture of the rose. here are the boys' butterflies, and then here is the Mother's Day rose. Now the Mother's Day rose is made from this yarn that I found at Hobby Lobby, and it's called denim ombre, and it had light blue, medium blue, and dark blue in it. So I was like, that'll be perfect for Dad, because that will cover all three of the boys. It's blue. It's different to what I was using for like the boys' colors. So there we go. So then we went over there for Mother's Day, and I went to put the new flower in the vase. And of course, now there's too many flowers in the little tiny vase. So I got to find her another vase for her crochet and knit bouquet, especially if I plan to keep adding to it, which I definitely plan to do. But that's my first finished object. I'm glad that I was able to, use this book, because I don't think I ever did. I think I bought this from a thrift store and put it on my shelf and promptly forgot about it. Okay, my next finished object is, I'm so glad this thing is done. I haven't woven in any ends. I have not blocked it, but it's done. This is my Pebble Tunic by Joji Locatelli. I'm so glad this thing is done, because I was really running out of steam on it. And the only reason that I was able to finish it is I've been in like the weirdest maker mood lately, and I just needed to finish something. So I was knitting, like knitting down the body, and I thought I had like 4 inches left, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is never going to be over. And then I tried it on, and I was like, oh wait, this is done. It's definitely shorter than intended, like than the pattern intended, but I chucked the deuces on that. She finished. I did the bottom little ribby kind of section. It's not really ribbing. And then the sleeves are meant to be long sleeves, not in this Florida life. The only thing, and this is definitely 100% my fault, I'm pretty sure I did not do a gauge swatch with this, because I'm living dangerously. Fairly certain I didn't do a gauge swatch, and I also used a needle that was like 0.25 millimeters smaller than what was recommended. It's fine. It fits over my arms, but it's definitely tighter, I think, than it appears to be in the pattern pictures, which I'm okay with. This yarn is Sunseeker. That's all I got. It's Sunseeker, and it's basically a black cotton blend yarn with like a glittery strand. So as you can see, it's like, this gives me like night sky vibes. You see a lot of the green on camera. Oh yeah, right there is like really good. But anyway, so this is done. I need to weave in the ends. I need to block it. I'll probably hang it to dry to stretch it out some more, maybe. And then this thing is ready to wear. It was supposed to have pockets. I didn't feel like doing the pockets, so I didn't. Like I said, it was supposed to be long sleeve. I live in Florida. I'm not doing long sleeves. It's not happening. But yeah, this yarn was, the majority of this yarn was thrifted. I found what I think was maybe a shawlette at a thrift store made out of this yarn. I frogged it back, and the whole time I was frogging it, I was like, this yarn looks really familiar. And that's because I used the same brand of yarn for a sweater. I can't remember what it's called right now. I can see it in my head, but I can't remember the name of the sweater. But I had a little leftover nugget of this same black yarn. So I was like, okay, cool. So I worked through my leftover nugget and the majority of the yarn that I frogged from that shawlette. And this is all I have left. I mean, it's a pretty big leftover. But, yeah, I think I might just, I don't know, do like a crochet market bag or something like that. Something like that. I think I also have orange of this. I don't think I want to mix those together because then I'll be out here looking like straight up Halloween. But yeah, so this is how much I have left. This is done. I definitely learned a lot of new techniques. There were some cast on techniques that I learned, as well as something else. There were definitely two things I had to like YouTube tutorial videos on while making this. And that's one thing oh my gosh. That's one thing I really enjoyed about this pattern, is that it had me learning stuff. And you know, I like learning things about my crafts. You know, it's nice to not always know. So yeah. Pebble Tunic. Recommend. Yes. Do I recommend it in black yarn? No. Would I do it again in black yarn? Absolutely not. But I'm glad that I did it. It'll be wearable. Good to go. Possible maker plan, market bag. We'll see. It's not a whole lot, so we'll see what happens. Okay. Now the last finished object, it's 4 of the same things. So I went to the 4 Pearls yarn shop. Ooh, I bit my tongue. I went to the 4 Pearls yarn shop last month. No, it's May. Ooh, it's May. I think I went in March. Yeah. And I found this yarn colorway. And I absolutely loved it. And I thought to myself, I want to make something with this. Matter of fact, I talked about it in the last podcast. I said, I want to make something with this. I want it to be like a kerchief for your hair. And I wanted to use 1 DK weight mini skein. And I was like, you know, I know crochet eats yarn, so we're going to try and see if I can make, you know, this whole kerchief out of 1 DK weight mini skein. Spoiler alert, cannot. No. I went through a couple stitch pattern ideas and stuff until I finally settled on this particular like lace and fan situation. And then the diadem kerchief was born. This is diadem. Let me show you on this one, because this one blocked out better. Yeah, but you can't hardly see that. There we go. Use your face and your hair. So you can kind of see that lace. I like it a lot. So this, we'll put it on. It's not going to look right because my hair is on like super fluff mode right now. But let's leave some out in the front. So this kerchief is named Diadem after the Alpha Star and the Coma Berenices constellation. So Coma Berenices is a constellation. It's one of the few constellations that's like based off of somebody who actually existed, as opposed to like straight mythology. So Coma Berenices is a constellation that, okay, this is the story. So Queen Berenices, don't remember which one she is, 1, 2, 3, somebody. She shaves her head and sacrifices her hair to Aphrodite as like a prayer for her husband to return home safely. And if you can hear these dogs in the other room, they are wildin'. They trying to get put back in their kennels. That's what I thought. Anyway, she shaves her head and she sacrifices her hair to Aphrodite as like a prayer for her husband to come home safely. When he gets home, he's like, oh my gosh, my wife is bald. What's going on? And she was like, I sacrificed my hair for your safety, for your safe return. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it now. And so he goes to the temple, and her hair is gone. So he's about to murk everybody because somebody has stolen his wife's beautiful sacrificed hair. And his like advisors basically talk him down off of his ledge, and they're like, no, nobody stole it. The gods approved of her sacrifice and they took it and put it in the sky as a constellation. Look at those stars right there. That's her hair. And it's like, it is the most random constellation. Like, it's like 3 stars that are like boop boop boop, and they're like, don't kill us, it's right there. And he's like, oh, okay, seems legit. Coma Berenices. So yeah, so as I was like, I love spacey type things, right? So I wanted to find a story that one had to do with hair, because I knew I wanted to make this kerchief that goes in your hair. And then when I started reading about this story, I was like, this is so, one, it's funny, and 2, I really liked that story. And then I also liked the idea that, or not the idea, but the fact that this constellation it's more so a summer constellation. So very visible during the summer in certain areas. Okay, when I say very visible, I mean like it's available to be seen. It's not a constellation that you're going to walk outside and see and be like, oh, look, there's Berenices. No. You will have to like have your maps and like look. But she's there. And it's visible in the summer. So being that this is something that I was inspired to do during the season, it's very like summer appropriate. I have been wearing these things nonstop. Like, even if it doesn't really match my outfit, I'm like, oh, I need my hair out of my face. Let me get my kerchief. So yeah, so I made 4 of them. So here is, well, I'll show them to you in order. Oh, don't get stuck on the lock things. All right. So the first one that I made is this one. This yarn is Emma's yarn in the, nope, let's show it that way. This is Emma's yarn in the August 2021 colorway. She does like monthly, like a monthly color club. And this was that color. I love it. I'm probably going to have to go back and get a full skein because this is just beautiful. So that was the first one. The second one I made is this one. And this is Malabrigo Arroyo in the colorway Immortals. Again, I love it. I love that green. The third one I made, this one is still tied up because I was wearing it today. This one is Barocco Comfy? Barocco, I don't know where the tag is, but it's like Comfort DK. And this is their turquoise colorway. And the reason, my initial plan for doing 3 of these is so that you could see what it looks like in 3 different types of yarn. So this one is, I think it's an 80-20 blend. You know, your indie dyed yarn. This one is more of a commercial indie dyed yarn, commercial hand dyed. And this is 100% superwash merino. And then this one is your just commercial yarn. It is 50% acrylic, 50% nylon. and I wanted to have them made in three different price points, so that, you know, you can see that it looks good either way. Yeah. So now I'm gonna show you something. I don't know, Doctor Strange done opened up a yarny portal and has exposed me to some sort of foolishness, because I did gauge swatches. Okay, just let that be known. I did gauge swatches. These two, I would say, are technically, like, these yarns, more sport than DK. Okay, more sport than DK. 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 I do not understand what is happening here. But I gauge swatched it, and the gauge matched. Did I just block this one to high heaven? Like yeah, the lace is much more open. This one is very much like tight, but like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand. So I've written the pattern up. It has been tested. My tester also got like the variety. So she did one that was sport weight. Her yarn was sport weight, and it got the same kind of measurements as my sport weight ones. And then she had one that was DK weight, and it did measure out like this DK one. So I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna try blocking it again. I might even rip it out and recrochet it. Like, maybe I was just like crocheting very tightly with this one. I don't know. But I feel like I'm being trolled by my yarn right now. Not mad about it, because I like all of them. But who wants to be trolled by their yarn though? Whomst? So yeah, here are my 4 kerchiefs. This pattern it has been tested. It's going to be tech edited, and then it will be released for purchase. Super excited about it. Yeah. We are only just now finishing finished objects, friends. I don't even know where all the time is gone. Okay, works in progress. I have been knitting on these socks forever. I think I'm coming up to the end. This is how much yarn I have left in this ball. I am working this pair of socks in concurrently. Look at these. Is this annoying? I hope not, because there's like rainbows right here. So I'm working these kind of concurrently. To be honest, I just put this one down and I've just been working on this one, as you can see. So yeah, I want to use up as much of this as possible. So I might have to like knit and then weigh, and knit and weigh some more. But I would love to be able to just knit the rest of the leg and then the cuff with this. This light is just getting... It's ridiculous. But yeah, I was saying I would love to just, you know, knit the rest of the leg and be able to knit exactly the cuff out of this. I think the cuff would probably take maybe 2.5 stripes, because I like to do 20 row 2x2 cuffs. So maybe I can expect 2.5 to 3 stripes for the cuff, because typically Felici, this is Felici Cloudy with a Chance of Rainbows, their stripes are about 8 row stripes. If you didn't know, now you do. So it's a nice muted rainbow. I really like it. And yeah, so whoop, working on those. Everything's falling. Working on those. Okay. My next work in progress is this tank top, which I'm losing steam on this as well. Okay. So I modded it because I'm losing steam on it. So this is the Relaxed Fit tank top by Knit Crow Addict, and the pattern itself, you're supposed to knit, or you're supposed to crochet the front and then crochet the back to match the front, and then join them at the top of the shoulders. And it's also supposed to keep increasing down on every row. Every row was supposed to be increasing. This is going so slow. Like, I have no words. I have no words. So, well, the first words I have is, this is the modification I made. I joined it in the round, and I did a foundation double crochet row across the back to do the back of it, and then I've been using turned rounds to maintain this kind of texture that happens when you're doing turned rows in crochet. I think one of the things that I hate the most when I'm working on anything that goes from working flat crochet to working in the round is that the stitches do not look the same. And if ever I have to go from working flat to working in the round, I have to do turned rounds, or else it just dislike, immense dislike. So yeah, this is what it's looking like right now. And one row takes me a bazillion years, and I put these little chain stitch straps on it so that I could try it on and see how I liked it. Because when I first tried it on, this space here was it was like down here. And you know, to each his own. If you want to have like all your side out, do you, boo. I don't really want to live that life. So I ripped all the way back to, I don't know, I think I ripped all the way back to right underneath where the right underneath the little neckline. I ripped back to like here, which is a lot of crochet when it's fingering weight. Oh my gosh. So I'm working this like one row at a time. This was supposed to be for the Thank You Next make along that Stacy from Stress Knits is hosting, but that's over like halfway through next month, and I don't see this being done, if I'm honest. So I'm gonna keep chugging away at it, and hopefully one day I will have a tank top to wear. But this yarn is Loops and Threads Wool-like in the, I don't know what color the gold is, but it's literally the only yellow that they have in this line. Gold something. But there it is. I enjoy this yarn. I mean, I like using the yarn. This is just taking so long. Like, so incredibly long. I have no words. But I'm still working on it. Like, send good vibes. The next work in progress I have is going to be a pullover, short sleeve pullover, crochet raglan. Why did I say it like that? Crochet raglan, shoulder shaping. My plant light just went off. But yeah, I started this just because I bought this yarn. I went into Michael's for something else, and you know, you must always make the pilgrimage to the yarn section. It's only right. And this yarn was on sale. It is Karen Cotton Funnel Cakes, and it is 100% cotton in the colorway Golden Rays. So I got two cakes of this, and I'm gonna make myself a little pullover. And because it's cotton, I feel like it'll be Florida appropriate, but also because it is this thick, it may not be. But then it's crochet, so like there's lots of holes, and then I'm gonna make it short sleeve. So we'll see how it goes. I have basically done a foundation double crochet row, which when I'm crocheting, especially if I'm like freestyle crocheting, I like to start with a foundation crochet, or a foundation crochet instead of doing a chain and then crocheting into the chain, because I never really know how long I want to make it. So this, it's gonna fit kind of high, I think, because this is like halfway to my shoulders, so I feel like it's gonna be sitting kind of high. But I have my raglan increases marked, and I've just I just picked a spot and was like, your seams are gonna go here, or your increases are gonna go here, and then I'm stacking the increases out. So that's how it's looking so far, and I'm gonna keep going until I reach until this middle part is the width that I want for my bust, and hopefully the sleeves will also be the right width. I have done zero math for this. I'm just going, and sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just need to start crocheting a thing and hope for the best, and if it doesn't quite work out, you can always rip it back. There's always some way to fix the thing. So yeah, that is my other work in progress. I feel like I have been starting a lot of works in progress recently, which I have not, but I've been starting things because I just want to finish something. Like I want to start and finish something. And I think that's what I really enjoyed with making the kerchiefs, because they're super fast, you know, like a couple hours and you're done. And then the flowers I made for my mother-in-law, provided they were not super fast, but it was a project that I started and finished. And I think I really need like more of that in my life. If you hear the squeaking, it's the pups. I need more of that right now. It's just like starting and finishing projects to like feel like I'm doing something, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are all of my works in progress. Let's talk about maker plans. So I purchased the Trelawny top by Tamy Gore shortly after she released it, because it's got leaves on it, and I am living in my plant mama life right now, right? Like that, this is my era. This is my planty era. So I was looking at the pattern and then also looking at the yarn that I have in my stash, and I finally have figured out what I'm going to use this yarn for. So this is the Birch Hollow Fibers Sojourner Sock Base. Sojourner Sock is 60% U.S. sourced non-superwash merino, 30% Romney, and 10% nylon. Each one of these skeins is 400 yards, and 400 yards. And these yarns were gifted to me by Robin, who is the owner of Birch Hollow Fibers. And Birch Hollow Fibers is also my favorite dyer. Like, I love the way that she does color. And I have a collection of her yarn. And I say a collection because I think I've only used one skein of it. And that was when I was making my my Gemini shawl. And like, the rest of the yarns that I have from her, I'm hoarding them, 100% hoarding them, and I need to use them because they're just so beautiful. But you know how like we get those yarns and we just love them so much and we just want the perfect thing for them, right? That's where they're living right now. So these have finally found the perfect thing. I'm going to make the Trelawny top. This yellow is going to be my main color, and then the green is going to be the accent, like the color work. Super excited about this. I'm a little bit concerned that my little princess neck may not be able to handle non-superwash. So we'll see. Even putting it like this, it's a little bit like, y'all, my neck is a wuss. I hate that toy that they're playing with. Zeus, take that to your room. It's the most annoying toy in the world. Tootie's even yelling at them from the bedroom. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know if my princess neck is really going to be able to handle it. But if anything, y'all, I will put a lining on this. This is going to be the Trelawny top. And I'm excited about it. This yellow is Autumn Wheat. And this green is Grunge. I also have a blue, like a blue mini that I bought to go with these. Because I didn't know what I wanted to do before. So, there they are. And this is reading a little bit more blue, I think, on screen. Yeah. I'm so excited that I'm finally going to be able to use these. Like, that's what it's about. Yarn that makes you happy, put into a project that's going to make you happy so that you can wear it and just be happy, right? Why do you have to play with it over here? Okay. That's it for maker plans. Next, we have stash positions. I got some Happy Mail. I got some books. And I got some Progress Keepers. So anyway, let's go from smallest to biggest. So, the first thing that I want to show you guys are my stitch markers that I got from my twin, who is Whitney Marie Anderson. How am I going to show you these? Okay. She recently did a like a shop update, and she messed around and put my favorite color combination on like everything. And I was like, hold on, let me go ahead and put this this alert so that I can get in there and get what I want. So I got these. They are her color change stars. And green, yellow, and orange, or orange, yellow, and green is my favorite color combination, like ever since high school. So when I saw these, I was like, obviously. And these color change to orange when you put them in the sun. So I think that these were sold as like an earring set, but we all know that earrings are really just progress keepers in disguise. You know what I mean? So, as always, I love her work. It makes me very happy. Yay! Let's do Happy Mail. So we'll do Happy Mail, and then I'll show you the books that I got. Y'all, I had to put them in jail. Not only were they playing with the Wonka Wonka toy, then they had to get the squeaker. We cannot abide. Anyway, I recently got some Happy Mail from Allie by way of Hannah. And it really made me smile. I think it came on a day that I was having like a pretty trash day. So when I got the mail, I was like, oh, thank you. So this is what Allie sent me. It's a little embroidery kit, and you embroider a Monstera plant on a t-shirt. So I obviously have to do this so that I can wear this to like a plant swap and be like, oh, you like my shirt? I made it. And I think, yeah, the shirt is already printed. So I'm going to see if maybe I can, like, let's look at it. Let's look at it together. Okay. So we've got our floss. And how is this printed? Oh, that's cool. So it's done like that. And then you have your interfacing for stabilizing. And then you just, you know, do your embroidery. That's cool. So I could do something like this, you know, to a regular shirt. A regular shirt. Like this isn't a regular shirt. But you have a little hoop. Everything you need to make this. That's cool. So I'm gonna have to dust off my embroidery skills so I can make this shirt and be a fancy plant mama. That's really cool. Thank you, Allie. And then Hannah slipped this in. Oh, I think this was from Allie too. Another Monstera. Y'all, my Monstera outside has put out another leaf, and it's another big one. I'm so excited. But yeah, this is from Hannah, and this is West Yorkshire Spinners. Which colorway is this? I don't know. It looks like one of their bird ones. I think they do a lot of birds. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners from Hannah. Thank you. This is some tea. This is some tea. This is the postcard that I got from Allie, which I really like. It's gonna go, nope, it's gonna go back there on that bulletin board once I get this whole system cleaned up. And then I got some more progress keepers. And we all know you can never have too many progress keepers. Although if you looked at my collection, you would be like, I beg to differ. So, happy mail. Yay! Okay, so the last things in Stash Acquisitions are books. So, for Administrative Assistance Appreciation Day, Administrative Assistant Day, my boss told me and the other executive assistant that we could choose something from Amazon. So I chose some crochet books that have been on my wish list for a while. So I have the first one here. The second one is still at the office because I think it just got delivered today. But this is Animal Friends of Peek-a-Pow by Jan Schenkel. And it's just like a bunch of amigurumi animals in really cute, adorable outfits. So I saw this book years ago on another podcast. I can't remember the podcast that I saw it on. Lottie? I feel like that was her name, the podcast name. Lottie. Anyway, she made this dragon, but she held the yarn, she held like worsted weight yarn, 4 strands of worsted weight yarn to make a giant dragon for her daughter, and it was super adorable. So I have this now, and the second book that I got is the Friends of Peek-a-Pow 2. I'm really excited about them. I don't know which one I'm gonna make first. Like, one of the things I love about this book, aside from the fact that the animals are super cute and they have cute little clothes, is that all of them have names, and there's like a little blurb about each one. There's a little blurb about each one. So like it tells you about them. Like this is Murray the sea otter, and it says Murray was born near Bromore Cliffs on Ireland's west coast. He loves everything about his home, the sea, the rocky shores, the salty breeze, and naturally the seafood. Anything with fish, cabbage, or potatoes is his favorite on the menu, especially if it's fried. Murray knew what he wanted to be from the first time he watched a Jacques Cousteau documentary, an explorer, conservationist, and filmmaker. Since he doesn't need a submarine to dive deep into the sea, Murray bought a yellow bicycle and called it Calypso. He now uses it to explore the wild Atlantic way. Luckily, it also has a nice little basket where he can put his lunch of fish and chips. I love that so much. Like, if you have ever looked at any of my patterns, I always try to come up with a story or write a little story about the pattern. And so this just, it warms my heart. I love it so much. And yeah, I also just, it's adorable. What else can be said that best describes? Nothing. Nothing else can be said. But I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the second book that I'm going to be picking up from my office later on this week when I go into work. I just want to crochet all the little toys. The next book I got is not crochet related. I follow this artist on Instagram. She is called GDB, and her work is amazing. I actually have some of her work up here. That is, you can't see it, but that is an enamel pin that she designed. She does a lot of like spacey, botanical, ethereal looking illustrations, and I'm digging it. So anyway, I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw that she was selling her book. And it's called Weightless, The Art of Geneva Bowers. And just get into that cover, right? Like, this is the vibe. This is the vibe that Homegirl has. And I love it so much. And I don't know, like, my brain did not put together what it meant when I decided to buy a book of her art. I don't know what I thought I was buying, but what I did not think I was buying was a book, like an all-encompassing book of her art. Like, oh my gosh, let me find like my favorite. I don't even have a favorite piece. I love so many of them. Like, that girl, oh my gosh, it makes me feel so good on the inside when I look at her work. This piece I have been looking at. I think she had stickers of this that I wanted, and I did not pull the trigger, and now they're sold out. Ugh. Let me see. Oh, this collection, Elemental Twin Buns. This was so cool. Like, yes. I just love the way that she illustrates. The end. That's the end of the statement. Y'all, I'm trying not to get sucked into this, but it's not working. I'm getting sucked in, friends. I'm getting sucked in. I love this one. Pretty much whenever she does anything with sunflowers, like, I love the colors that she chooses when she incorporates sunflowers. Just that warm, like, lots of yellows and oranges and browns. Yeah. Friends, countrymen, look at that. So yeah, this this was a very, very happy purchase for me. And it came super fast. And I told my husband, I was like, look, whenever we get like a house and we have a living room in that house and there is a, what do you call it? A coffee table in that living room. This book is going on the coffee table. And then I was like, actually, I probably won't do that because I don't want, it's like one of those mat covers. I don't want people to be touching it with their greasy fingers. So maybe it won't go on the coffee table, but it deserves to be like on the coffee table for everyone to just stand in awe. I love her artwork. That's another thing that I really enjoy about the internet, is being able to come across these amazing artists that I wouldn't have like found otherwise, right? It makes me so happy. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so those are all of my stash positions. I don't think I'm missing anything. Nope. All right, so lastly but not leastly, we have Plant Mama Life and Whatnot. I've been gone for a minute, and that is because work has been exhausting. We had graduation a couple weeks ago, and it was my first time participating in graduation. And when I tell you, even though I only worked one of the graduation ceremonies, like we had it split, so there was a morning graduation and an afternoon graduation. Even though I only worked the morning, when I got home, I just wanted to sit in silence because it was just so much peopling and so much energy and making sure that people were where they needed to be and, like, you know, being that extroverted Kalisha, right? So I definitely crashed pretty hard after that. And the graduation was on Tuesday, so I still had to work the rest of the week after that, and I did not recover. Like, I was exhausted that entire week. And then the weekend was not enough to recover. Like, I have been trying to catch up, like, and trying to recharge. And we all know I'm very much introverted. And I think it's kind of funny, like, whenever people see my videos, I don't think I read as an introvert, like, through these videos, but it's really only because I'm by myself in here, you know, or like I'm sitting talking to a camera, like on my front porch or in the backyard or whatever like that, but it's just me and the camera. And so I'm able to have that comfort, right? But in all actuality, I'm very introverted. So when I have to be in those situations where it's very social and I have to put a lot of energy into that social battery be like, yoop. And it's very hard to get it recharged when I still have to people, when I still have to, you know, interact with people for work and do all of that stuff. So I think I'm finally getting, this is like, I think tomorrow will be 3 weeks since graduation. I think. Anyway, 2 or 3 weeks since graduation. But either way, like, I'm finally, like, just now feeling a little, like, recovered from all of that peopling. It's been a lot at work. My role is changing, so I'm getting a lot more new responsibilities. Like, my title isn't changing or anything, but just like the actual work that I do is shifting. So I'm having to learn a lot of new things really fast. I spent pretty much the entirety of last week learning one new task and being kind of dropped in the middle of that new task with, like, and having to learn on the fly, which is difficult to do. Not my preference, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? So I'm trying to figure out a way to make that easier going forward, because it's one of those things that will have to be repeated each trimester. So I need to figure out a way to do that, to complete that task without it burning me out like it did. So there's just like a lot of things that are like up and in flux. And I think that's why I'm having that feeling of like when it comes to my making, where I want to start and finish a thing so that I can feel like I actually accomplished something. Because a lot of my, day job, I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything. Like I feel like I am failing. Like I was crying to my husband the other day, and probably to my mom also, and to my best friend as I'm thinking about it. I was crying to everybody last week, and just feeling like I am not living up to the expectations that I have put on myself. Because I think the expectations that my boss has, like the one who's giving me these new responsibilities, like I don't think that she's putting as much pressure on me as I'm putting on myself. And even knowing that is not stopping me from putting so much pressure on myself, which is whack. And I wish Kalisha would stop doing that, but she don't listen to me. It's fine. So like I was really like taking myself through it. Like, oh my goodness, I'm not performing as well as I should in this job, and I'm not doing good, and blah blah blah, and like really like beating myself up about the work that I was doing, when in actuality, if I sat down and I looked at what I was doing, like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I just didn't feel like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So it was a very weird week in Kalisha land. So I think this week I'm going to find some of those like small projects, small things that I can do, like work through it and finish it so I can see things that I'm actually producing. I need to figure out a way to clear my mind enough to approach these new tasks with a fresh mind, because approaching these new tasks with a burned out mind is not helping at all. And I just don't know when or how to unburn out my mind, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need to take a vacation. Like, I need to take a couple days off and just not do anything about work, and just not even just veg out, but just be productive in other ways. And I feel like that will be really good for me. But whenever I think about taking time off from work, you know what I think about? All the emails and stuff that I'm going to have to respond to when I get back to work. Which just eats up all of that relaxation that I was able to like cultivate during the break. When I get back and I have like a mountain of emails, it's just like, why did I even leave? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But we'll make it through. We'll make it through day by day, one step at a time. One step at a time, friends. But yeah, let's see. Plant-wise, you guys will be like super proud of me, because I have been going to this local plant swap every month for at least 3 or 4 months now. And I am talking to people. I am interacting with strangers. Like, who is that? Who is this? And it's really nice to be able to, meet people who have similar interests to me, and like have things to talk about. I mean, provided at this plant swap there are people who are like heavy collectors, like their collections are, there's a whole lot of money in that. You know what I'm talking about. My collection, not so much, but my collection brings me joy, and that's what really matters. So I have been taking things from my collection to the plant swap to like not really trade them with people. Mostly I just go and put all of my stuff on the free table and be like, here you go. And it makes me really happy when I put something on the free table for my collection and then somebody picks it up like, oh my gosh, I wanted this. And they're just like, yay. Yeah. My collection it's at a place right now where I'm not really adding to it, like adding new plants to it. I am adding like cuttings to pots to like bush out some of my plants, which is pretty cool. But after graduation, before graduation, I told myself, Kalisha, we know that graduation is going to be a big deal. It's going to be a lot on you mentally. So when you get through graduation successfully, because you will, we have faith in ourselves, we're going to go buy a plant. And I went to the plant store. I didn't see any plants that I wanted. I think I went to like 3 plant stores trying to buy a new plant, and I didn't see anything that really jumped out at me. So that was pretty cool to know that my collection is at a place where I'm not trying to like amass more plants. I'm just really enjoying the plants that I have. I'm enjoying rehabbing. Like, I'm in the process of rehabbing my Monstera adansonii, which is this plant. This baby. So this baby used to be tall and glorious, and then it got thrips. And those jerks just whooped my plant's tail. So I had to cut it up. It's propagating in water, and it's finally starting to put out healthy new growth again without thrip damage. So very, very happy about this. So I'm going to be planting this back in the original pot with the bottom cuttings left from this plant. Because it was growing up a pole. It was so like lush and happy, like with these huge leaves, right? These leaves are gigantic. I mean, they could be bigger, and my goal is to get them to be bigger. But yeah, so I think all of the cuttings in here have started putting out new growth. So I'll be able to have like a super bushy plant. Like, y'all don't understand how happy seeing this healthy leaf makes me. Like, when you're going from this, like, you see all that spots and browns and grossness? Like, that one's not so bad. Yeah. This one is the worst that's in here. But just so much damage to, like, pristine leaves. Very happy. So I have this one, and eventually I'm going to be repotting that back into the pot that's outside. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the process of nursing these plants back to health, and like also watching them as they grow. That's really becoming something that I find a lot of peace in. Like, I will come in here and just stand over in the corner and just look at my plants. Just like, you guys are just chilling. You guys are you're just here, existing day by day, not worried about anything. You curl up your leaves when you need some water. You lean when you need some light. You know? You're going with your flow, and I appreciate that. But yeah, so that's my collection. That's what's going on in plant mama life and whatnot. I'll show you this one too. This is another adansonii. Originally, I was going to pot these together, but I think I'm going to keep this one separate, because this one, all of these cuttings I got from people at the swap. So the Friday before the plant swap happens the last Sunday of the month. And the Friday before, People will do like a free purge, like they'll be giving away cuttings and stuff like that. I haven't gotten, the guts up to put my cuttings or put my plants on the free purge. I just take them on Sunday and put them on the free table. But I have gone and claimed some cuttings from the free purge. So I think this was 2 sets of Adansonii cuttings. And these 2 leaves, I don't know why they're looking so like they hate life, but these grew out of these, or this vine is the base of this vine. And then I have some other ones that are growing. These don't look too happy, so they might need a little bit more TLC, a little more attention. Make sure that y'all don't have the cooties. But I'm going to be nursing this one into a big, beautiful girl along with this one. And yeah, that's what's going on in Kalisha's planty life. What else? That's it. That's all I got for you, friends. I'm going to clean up this crafty mess and probably crochet a row on this everlasting tank top and just chill out, because nobody's come home yet. I'm still by myself. The sun is still up. It's still really pleasant out, and I think that I'll just have a quiet afternoon, because that rarely happens. So I hope that you are able to spend some quiet time by yourself, or matter of fact, I hope that you're able to do whatever it is that helps you recharge. If that's spending time by yourself, if that's hanging out with your friends, whatever it is that helps you recharge your inner batteries and helps you to get back to that baseline of I'm good, I hope that you're able to do that. And have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being a part of my universe. And don't forget about the mental health awareness love bombing at the end of the month. Bye, friends.